Okay, here's that. So it's the OT. This is much bigger.
Nice.
OT,
Nice.
baby. All right, maybe she's watching. Good show, everybody. I'm going to start logging on because the comments are probably coming fast and furious. You got a little shout out during the show, Kimberly.
Yeah, well, Outnumbered did. So the presumptive GOP nominee, I guess now he's clinched it. Yeah, he's the nominee. Tweeted out that he was watching us on Outnumbered, which is kind of cool, don't you think?
No, that he was watching you.
That. Well, and it said at Outnumbered FNC. So the group.
So I was trying to remember, what were we on when he tweeted out? We're talking about Donald Trump here, if you haven't picked up. Donald Trump tweeted out, watching Outnumbered. Yeah. Thank you, Kimberly. So obviously we were talking about, well,
weren't we talking about President Obama talking about him and being out in the rest of the world, and that the rest of the world is rattled by Donald Trump, which is an interesting comment because, of course, I mean, that is a lot of the intention. You know, I mean, when he talks about, I think we have a little different point of view when he says, you know, who cares about a trade war? I really think, having listened to his foreign policy speeches, that and especially that one that he gave a couple weeks ago, and we were kind of all here on the couch while it went on, he was talking about the fact that, you know, China is the only one that can bring North Korea into heel, and the only way to sort of put the screws to China and get them to do what they need to do is to put economic pressure on them. And to the extent of that, you know, maybe a trade renegotiation of some point is worth it to put pressure on them, was the first time I heard, something that made sense behind the idea of raising tariffs. You're not buying that at all?
Not at all. Because he's been talking about trade in these terms, in terms of protectionism, for 25 years. And so maybe he's shoehorning in the North Korea thing as a rationalization for it, but he's been talking. I mean, you go back and you can watch clips of him on Donahue in the 1980s, and he's talking about the need for raising tariffs and how the Japanese are killing us and all this kind of stuff. So,
but the only way to start a negotiation on something like that is that they have to be afraid that we're going to truly walk away from the table, and we've never had anyone out there that has ever threatened or seemed like they would carry through on that, because in their opinion, it's too insane.
I get some of that argument, this whole idea about being unpredictable and messing things up, and I actually have some sympathy on the NATO stuff. I wouldn't talk about it the way he talks about it, but there is a real problem with NATO. We are essentially subsidizing the welfare states of Europe by NATO. But if I were if I were in the Foreign Office at any number of our allied governments, I would in fact be rattled, to use that word, by what Trump is doing. And we've seen it from David Cameron and other people who have said so publicly.
Yeah.
It's not President Obama's place to be saying that, though.
No, I agree with that entirely.
Yeah, if the other foreign leaders want to come out and publicly say it, that's fine. But President Obama this is all about, I agree with Kimberly, it's like Donald Trump has a bigger Twitter following. There's more attention on him. He's on all the late night shows now. Make no mistake, this is only about ego and popularity, and nothing is loving the fall of the popularity of President Obama more than me right now. I love it. Finally gone, finally out of office. The best part about this election, nobody more than the McCains are happy to see the Obamas go, except maybe the rest of the American people. That being said, he is going to do every show possible, every interview, every reality show on his way out, and then he's going to continue doing it until I die.
Yeah, but I agree with all of that, but there's also a strategy behind it. The Democrats understand that Hillary Clinton is just simply not a good candidate.
Yep.
And the only case they can make it's sort of like the mirror image of the case that Republicans are making for Donald Trump, is that we got to stop Hillary. The Democrats are all in for we got to stop Trump. And so the case against Trump for Obama is the case for Hillary. And there is going to be this slash and burn thing where they try to terrify people about Trump, to say that you have to vote for Hillary even if you don't like her, even if you don't find her compelling. And I think we're going to see the same argument from the right, and that's one of the reasons why this election is going to be so friggin' ugly.
But when they that would be a better tact for President Obama to go out against Trump, because when they send him out there to advocate for Hillary Clinton, it's a disaster. I mean,
that's right.
Accidentally says mean things about her, like when he did that interview with Politico back in January, and he was like, "Oh, Hillary Clinton. Well, you know what? Her strengths are really her weaknesses." And Bernie, he has passion, and what did he say? He's authentic, as if Hillary's not.
I'm waiting for him to be like, why don't I just stay in another 4 years since you guys can't make it happen? You guys love me. Take a look at my wife's outfits more. Come on, it's amazing.
All right, so I have some comments, a lot of comments coming in, but I'll share a couple with you. One is directly towards you, Megan. A millennial chimed in, saying, thank you for sticking up for us. This millennial says that they go to one of the top accounting schools and they work really hard, and they wanted to say thank you.
There's we get blanket stereotyped by people like Lena Dunham who, claim to be the voice of my generation. And we give to charity at higher numbers than any other generation. We actually work more hours than any other generation before. There's all these amazing statistics. And the millennials I'm surrounded by, my brothers, my cousins, the ones I go home to, they all work very hard. The majority of them are in the military. And I don't want to put them in the same category as Lena Dunham and these people at Oberlin.
That's a great point.
All right. So for Jonah Goldberg from Prairie Dog 223, Governor Jerry Brown signed into law the ability for illegals to vote. With this in mind, do you expect California presidential vote to be contested?
Oh, that's interesting. I'd have to look at that. Is that right that illegals can vote in California? I would think that would be instantaneously contested in federal courts.
All right.
I've never heard that.
There was something that they pushed for it, but I don't know what the current status is of it. There was something like that was supposed to go for it, but I don't know if it was binding or if it was like what status.
I mean, it may be that you don't have to show any ID proving you're a citizen, and so there'll be illegals sneaking in and all that. I believe that's entirely possible.
Send us more on that.
Send us some more on that. We want to keep going. People are all fired up about the college thing. Compliments coming in, but also people saying, look at what Bernie Sanders is promising.
That's what I said. He wants us to pay for all that for free. Free.
Yeah, and also, let's see.
Naps and safe spaces.
Sandra, when will Paul Ryan endorse Trump? I don't have an answer for you, but I can.
Didn't they talk last night?
They did. They had a nice phone conversation, apparently. I always wonder in those conversations how much listening Trump does.
Yeah.
Do you think there's a lot of listening?
He's listening to Outnumbered today.
That's good. I bet he's talking at the television.
Yes. Okay, a lot of people weighing in on the President Obama's criticism of Donald Trump and his foreign policy experience on the world stage. You were obviously very worked up about that during our live hour on television.
Yeah, look, I mean, the thing about it is, regardless of where I come down on the merits of what Obama was saying, I think first of all, it's interesting. It's politically stupid for him for the reasons I was saying on air about how he comes across as condescending.
Yeah.
He's actually talking about Trump disrupting conventional wisdom and the status quo as if it's a bug when it's in fact a feature of what Trump is promising to do. But moreover, it sort of calls into discussion the fact that Obama has never been persuasive. In 7 years, he's never been able to sell Obamacare and make it popular. He's never campaigned for a single candidate where he actually helped them. You go back to 2010, 2014, off-year elections. He's only ever been able to sell himself. And so if his goal is to convince everybody that he can never move the public policy needle or the political needle for anything other than selling himself, and since he's not on the ballot right now, I actually think it's sort of stupid and arrogant for him to even try to do this.
And somebody wants to know what's up with the Jasper hate.
Oh my God!
No.
I love Jasper. It's just
it's blasphemy.
My dog was a feature around long before Jasper was born.
A Labrador Retriever.
No, he was a rich ethnic cocktail.
Oh my gosh!
He was,
what do we have?
He was supposed to be a half cattle dog, half lab.
Oh really?
Yeah,
okay.
He was a mess.
Oh my goodness. Wow. Okay.
Sorry, sometimes the comments come in so fast, it's hard to grab them. And I'm switching back and forth, by the way, the live chat on our Outnumbered page, but also on the Facebook page. So we love the shout-outs, people writing in from all areas of the country. We love those.
And Facebook's not censoring our Facebook page?
Wow.
asking for a friend.
Were you invited to that meeting?
Actually, I was. Yeah. I didn't go, but I was.
But you didn't go. Was that a purposeful decision?
I had gotten back I was back from Europe for 24 hours, and the idea of turning around and going on a plane on my own dime to go listen to a bunch
They didn't pay for it?
No.
They should have paid for it.
I agree.
Oh, come on.
They have the money to spare.
That is classic.
I did not know that. How? Cheap.
They should
Gator
have
arms.
Zuckerberg. I mean, my God. No, he's a billionaire.
Tough?
Yeah.
No, I told him, I was like, look, the idea of me coming out there on a moment's notice, you know what a plane ticket costs, 24 hours notice, on my own dime just to be spun up.
You didn't miss anything except the the 32 things of like flavored waters and however many varieties they have there.
Then again, if they did pay for it, then I'd be accused of being in the tank. So,
right.
I just figured I'll pass.
Just stay home.
I'll have Dana Perino tell me what happened.
Yeah, Dana was there.
And she reached out to you following your comments.
She did. Well, she's a zealous defender of Jasper.
Of the Jasper man.
I love it.
That dog.
So yeah, it's funny.
I get a picture of Jasper every morning. I really do. Like rise and shine.
She's like, "Good morning, Kimberly."
Yeah.
Okay. Love you, Kim. Says Donna. That's a good way to end out.
Good to have you,
Great to be here as always.
By the way, almost outnumbered here too. brunette, but
oh yeah,
we're like all blondes.
Excellent.
True
point.
Fox
All right,
News
thanks
style.
for joining us. We'll see you back on the live version at noon tomorrow.
Yeah.